I never imagined that the woman I had trusted with my life could betray me so deeply. We had been married for 8 years, building what I thought was a strong partnership. I worked long hours to provide for us, and she worked as a marketing manager at a well-known firm. We didn't have kids yet, but we had dreams. Traveling together, buying a bigger house, maybe starting a family in a few years. To me, life was stable and good. But behind my back, she was living another life entirely. I started noticing little things first. She was more secretive with her phone. She stayed out late claiming she had work dinners. And she seemed distant during our conversations. When I asked, she would laugh it off, saying I was just paranoid. I wanted to believe her, so I buried my doubts. One day, I went to check our joint bank account to pay for some home repairs. My stomach dropped when I saw that $50,000 was missing. At first, I thought it was some kind of banking error. But after digging into the transactions, I saw multiple large transfers to an account I didn't recognize. The money had been taken over the past few months in small chunks, clearly to avoid suspicion. I confronted her that night. She tried to deny it at first, but when I showed her the statements, her face went pale. That's when the truth spilled out. She had been having an affair with a coworker, and she had been using the money to pay for his rent, trips, and expensive gifts. Hearing her confess was like a knife to my chest. She didn't just betray me emotionally. She drained the savings I had worked years to build. It was furious, but more than that, I was heartbroken. All those nights I thought she was working late, she was with him. All the money I was saving for our future had gone into funding her secret life. I told her to leave immediately. She packed a few bags and went to stay with her lover. I filed for divorce the next morning. At first, she seemed confident that she had made the right choice. She posted pictures online of trips, fancy dinners, and smiling selfies with him. But a few months later, I heard through mutual friends that her new life wasn't going as planned. Her affair had become public knowledge at her workplace, and both she and her lover lost their jobs. Without her income, she couldn't keep up with the expensive lifestyle she had been enjoying. The man she had left me for quickly distanced himself from her. Within weeks, she was struggling to pay rent and eventually got evicted from her apartment. She tried staying with friends, but most of them didn't want to be involved in her mess. I focused on rebuilding my own life. I closed our joint accounts, sold the house we had shared, and moved into a smaller place. The peace and solitude felt like a blessing after months of lies and chaos. I started seeing a therapist, which helped me process the anger and betrayal. Slowly, I began to feel like myself again. One evening, I got a text from an unknown number. It was her. She wrote that she had made a terrible mistake, that she had lost everything, and that she had been sleeping in her car for weeks. She begged me to give her another chance, saying she had nowhere else to go. I stared at the message for a long time. A part of me felt pity. This was the woman I had once loved deeply. But the bigger part of me remembered the sleepless nights, the humiliation, and the way she had looked me in the eye while lying to me. She had chosen this path, and I had no interest in walking it with her. I replied simply, "I hope you find the help you need, but I've moved on. Please don't contact me again." Then I blocked her number. I felt no satisfaction in rejecting her, just a quiet sense of closure. She had destroyed the life we had built together, and there was no repairing that. Months passed, and I heard bits and pieces about her through others. She was picking up temporary jobs, staying in shelters, and struggling to find stability. I didn't celebrate her downfall, but I couldn't ignore the irony. She had traded a loving home for a fantasy, and the fantasy had chewed her up and spit her out. In the end, I realized that betrayal isn't just about losing someone you love. It's about losing the version of yourself that trusted them without question. I had to rebuild not only my finances, but my faith in people. It wasn't easy, but it made me stronger. Now, when I look back, I don't think about her as much as I thought I would. What I remember most is the lesson I learned. Sometimes letting someone go isn't punishment. It's the only way to save yourself. And I'm finally at peace with that.